So I finally got around to playing Labyrinth Warriors, and it was pretty fun. In terms of the implementation of the roguelite game mode, I already predicted how I would feel about it in my video from a few weeks ago, and although there were a couple of details I got wrong, my overall sentiments did hold true. But one thing I was happily surprised by was how this event managed to use its characters, specifically Xinyan. I think going into 2.2 we were all a bit confused why she even had a major role, but after playing through the whole thing, I really do think including her was a good decision. So in today's video, I just want to quickly talk a little bit about why I think Xinyan was a surprisingly good addition to the Labyrinth Warriors event. Just by the nature of the game, having the story primarily follow the Traveler and Paimon, with there being a very large cast of side characters, it's considerably difficult to treat all of them equally, and there was no better example of this than Xinyan. Following her release in 1.1, she had no presence in any Archon quest, story quest, hangout event, or limited time event for nearly a whole year at 304 days. The streak was only finally broken by a minor cameo in 2.1's Moonchase Festival, so it definitely was deserving for Xinyan to actually get some real spotlight. And I feel like this is a pretty good indication that MiHoYo wants to give each character their own chances to shine, but it just doesn't always happen that way. I can understand the perspective that putting Xinyan in Labyrinth Warriors felt a bit forced, but in my eyes it's like applying the term "it's a small world" to the game. I much prefer feeling like these characters actually live their lives instead of them only existing in one place like your run-of-the-mill NPCs. It also helped that it was in line with her character, the callbacks to her relationships with Beidou and Xiangling were nice touches, and it did add a little bit of world building by introducing Fontaine's Iridescence tour. The main purpose for her being in the event though, I would have to think is her contrast to the other characters. She really stood out to me as a voice of reason amongst some pretty headstrong characters. So for example, Kujo Sara has been shown to be able to recognize when she has done wrong, but at the same time she is someone who will stop at nothing to protect the people of Inazuma. So it makes sense for us to be worried that she might take some extreme actions against Shiki Taisho. Paimon, on the other hand, is pretty naive at times and was immediately overly trusting of Shiki Taisho just because he looked innocent. This event did have a really heavy focus on whether Shiki Taisho was to be trusted or not, but it felt very natural considering how Inazuma's story has shown repeatedly that anybody can betray their allies and that trust is something that needs to be earned. And as for Child, his love for the thrill of battle made him a great choice for the event, but he alone wouldn't have been able to facilitate the narrative theme of finding your own purpose and path in life. Another great thing about Genshin having varied characters is that it makes for interesting interactions between them. While I felt they were a bit limited in this event when compared to some past ones, I was definitely smiling when Xinyan called Child brother. Between this and her not being able to recognize that Child wasn't actually from Mondstadt, it demonstrates how characters won't always have the same perspectives that we do as players, and I think that's pretty neat. Overall, I really liked how the dialogue was written in this event, but there was one specific moment from Xinyan that really resonated with me.
What do I care if someone doesn't share my passion? All I need to worry about is doing what I enjoy. So if people want to roll their eyes or give me the cold shoulder, they can have at it. My music was never meant for those that couldn't understand it.
I genuinely love this quote because pretty much with anything, it's way too easy to get discouraged by the words of others, but you can't let that affect you and what you like to do, especially when it comes to YouTube, where I've learned that every single thing I say will be scrutinized and pointed out in the comments. It actually can make me pretty sad at times. But at the end of the day, I am proud of how far I've come on this journey, and I'm thankful that people enjoy my videos. Maintaining mental fortitude is not brought up nearly enough given how important it is, so even though this quote is just a fleeting message in a limited time event in a game, I really appreciated its inclusion. As someone who has been a fan of her character ever since I first read her lore, I'm glad that Xinyan was featured in Labyrinth Warriors. I suppose the bits where she busted out her guitar and started playing on the spot may have been a bit too silly for some people, but I thought it was kind of fun and shows the game doesn't take itself overly seriously. I will definitely continue to look forward to new events, and I hope MiHoYo will continue to take advantage of its great roster of characters. But anyways, that's it for my brief thoughts. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.